All right, so we are going to toss it over to Dana Osgood. She is here now, and she has talked about all night the intense snowfall rates. Dana, I was leaving my house about 2 o'clock, and I came in and the roads weren't that bad. You know, it had just started falling at that point, but then people who came in about half an hour later were saying how bad the roads were and how much is dumped. So
yeah, I think I was about an hour behind you, and it had already deteriorated quickly.
Yeah, I think that was one of the big things about this storm is that the snowfall rates kicked up super quickly. I felt even in my own drive to the station earlier today that within my drive we went from lighter snow to almost moderate snow by the end of it. And I want to take a look at our snowfall totals. Again, this is the snowfall map that we have. These are storm totals. So if you have already started to see some snow in your area, this would be the snow that you would end up with at the end of this event. Highest snowfall totals, our jackpot zone is in areas of southern coastal Maine. Could see over 18 inches in some of those spots, but a large swath of the state is expected to get over a foot. In general, the farther north you go, in areas of far northern Maine, the less snow you will receive. This is a more coastal storm. It is a nor'easter that will be tracking up the coast. And it's not going to be incredibly windy, but we are going to have wind gusts up to about 30 miles per hour as we go over the next 12 hours or so. And we don't have, like a nor'easter tends to have really strong winds. This one isn't as strong, which means we probably aren't going to reach blizzard criteria. If you've heard people talk about blizzards before, they have a very specific definition. You have snow or blowing snow, but you have to have sustained 35-mile-per-hour winds or very frequent wind gusts to that caliber, and I don't think that we're going to quite get there. We do have the visibility. A lot of spots have a visibility under a quarter of a mile, but you have to have all three of these things for 3 straight hours. So I don't think we're going to be able to reach blizzard criteria with this storm. However, that doesn't mean our conditions aren't dangerous, because we do still have that blowing snow and some very low visibility with these high snowfall rates. So just something to think about as we go into those overnight hours. So for context here, we are having a long duration storm. It will last throughout the afternoon tomorrow, all the way through the overnights. Those high snowfall rates, 1 to 2 inches per hour, at times could be even higher than that. We do have some gusty winds, but we aren't expecting wind to be too big of an issue here. And because we have such dry and fluffy snow, it will have a lower risk of power outages because it isn't weighing down trees and power lines. But because it is dry and fluffy, it also means it does get picked up by that little bit of wind. So you may have some drifting and some blowing snow.